and start off with that South region. And so who do you got for the South region? Who you got going to the Final Four?
So this one was a tough one. Some of these regions, as you can tell, are not created equal.
Yeah, that's true.
Got Alabama, Baylor, Arizona, and Virginia are all top four seeds fighting for not only good seeding but obviously getting through that region. But when it came down to it, I ended up falling with Alabama. What about
So did I. That's
you? So,
crazy. I picked Alabama to go to the Final Four as well. Yeah, and I agree with you. Like these regions are definitely they're all not matched up the same. And one thing I will say, I believe that this is the easiest region for the number one seed to get to the Final Four for me.
yep.
I just think that as far as like number one is concerned, Alabama is definitely one of the best teams in the country, and number like two and three, they're decent. Arizona and Baylor are decent, but I don't think that they're on the spot that Alabama's at right now. Like Alabama's on another level in this region. I believe the other region is a little bit closer, but this one is, I think it's a little stacked in Alabama's favor. What do you think?
No, I 100% agree. If any bracket had to had the ability to claim easy bracket, it's definitely Alabama. I mean, Texas A&M, CC, not the Texas A&M we know, but that's the first round 16th matchup. Then from there, they're facing Maryland and West Virginia. Should still be heavily favored in that one. And then from there, they might get some competition when it comes to facing Virginia. But even then, that's the Sweet 16. They're still favored against Virginia, and like you said, Arizona and Baylor are the other top seeds in the other part of that bracket. So pretty much, they're not really getting real competition until Elite Eight, and then after that, right there, you're already on to the Final Four. So I definitely do agree. While they are a top team
Hmm.
nation, they do have a easier path than most number one seeds.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'm gonna tell you like how I think that they're gonna get there right now, Alabama does. And I also agree with like some of the games that you said. Like the 8-9 matchup is actually gonna be a really good game, like for audience to watch. I think that's gonna be a game that comes down to the wire. Another team we're definitely gonna have to watch in this region is Creighton for sure. That's that could definitely be one of those teams that could, make upset one of these top ranked teams. But I'm just going to tell you how I think Alabama's going to get to the Final Four. I think that they're definitely going to beat the number 16 seed Texas A&M CC. Then the 8-9 matchup is going to come down Maryland versus West Virginia. I do believe Maryland's going to win that one. So then you're going to have Alabama versus Maryland. And both of these teams play really good offenses, but Alabama is just so good offensively and defensively. Like I said, they've been one of the best teams, and they've been led by a top five NBA draft guy potentially in Brandon Miller, and he has been in the news, recently for some other things. The Alabama basketball team has been in the news for off court issues, but when they're on the court, they're one of the best teams. And Brandon Miller, he's player of the year candidate, and he scores so well. And just the past 5 games when they were in the conference tournament, he's been scoring like crazy. He had 2 games over 30, and then that 40-point game right before the tournament started, the conference tournament. Then I do think that once they get to the Sweet 16, uh, Alabama, they're gonna have a team that not a lot of people are gonna see coming. And I think that a number 12 seed from this region might go up to the Sweet 16, and that could be Charleston. And Alabama is gonna have to play Charleston, and I'll definitely talk about them a little bit later, because I do think that's possible upset. But I think Alabama's gonna take care of Charleston, and then you're gonna have in the Sweet 16 in this region, it'll be Alabama, Charleston, Baylor, Arizona. Then it'll be Alabama versus Arizona in the Elite Eight, and that's where I think Alabama takes care of business. Like I said, Alabama is just good both offensively and defensively, top 40 in each of those categories. So I think that that's the reason why they're going to make the Final Four in this region.
I mean, it's not even top 40. So one thing you'll notice about the four teams I'm picking
Higher.
to go into this Final Four actually are the four top teams in adjusted defensive efficiency.
Hmm.
Didn't
Like
do it on
that.
purpose, but I was doing research on all four teams. I was looking at a specific list of just top ranked teams, and I had just literally happened to see those four. I'm like, what category is this? See, these are four teams I picked, and obviously that's what it was, a defensive efficiency. Charles Bediako and that defense. has elite rim protection. They have a couple guards that have shown that they could play at high levels. The only issue is their consistency when it comes to the guard play. So besides that, they have elite defense, great rim
They do.
protection. As long as their 3 pointers, start to fall at the right times, then they're honestly going to be a very hard team to slow down offensively and defensively. So
Yeah.
I definitely think it is going to be a good region for them. But I will be honest, you went through that region on who you got winning a couple matchups. I'll just flat out tell you right now, I'm not going to go through this region um, because I have a lot of upsets in this region, and my actual upset that I pick later is in this region. So
Oh, all right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when we get to that, I will gladly lay out how every game is going to play out in this region and who gets to the Elite Eight in this region. Basically, the last two teams. So
Love
basically,
it for sure.
someone's
Would
going to be
definitely.
facing Alabama.
I love that, and yeah, I mean, I pretty much said one of my upsets, but I'm not. That's not the upset that I'm picking
Oh,
this year.
this
It's still an
NCAA a
upset
lot of
though.
upsets, baby. But not all of them are going to go far. Some of them might win a game. Some of them might win two.
That's
But
very true. That's very true, and we'll leave the South right there for a second.